everybody.
Morning.
Good.
You've spoken to previously and just how effective this fan base has been, the benefits as well as soliciting of having a home game now, the first game in Kraken history for a playoff game tonight.
Well, I mean, the historical aspect is, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, obviously to have the opportunity, be in front of home fans, it's awesome. But it's playoff hockey. I talked about it, a couple weeks ago. The difference, the different feel, the different intensity, and everybody will, fans included, will be part of that tonight. And that's, it's a pretty special opportunity. So.
How do you measure everyone's game right now with where they're at with a 1-1 split for two teams in Colorado?
Well, exactly that. It's a 1-1 split, so not getting into any individuals. There's a lot of pieces out of the first two games that we like out of our game. There's some things in game two that obviously we have to be better. Some areas we have to be better in. We got to do a better job throughout. But reality is we're coming home 1-1. It's all about tonight's game.
Are you satisfied with the chances your top line's being getting relative to?
Which is our top line? That would be my first question.
All right,
Maddie's line. No, I don't think I've never talked. In regards of 1, 2, 3. We probably have. I think it's pretty clear. We probably have the fourth line, right? You guys have talked a lot about them throughout the year, so we'll label them that. Beyond that, the other three, we have to have some. We got to generate throughout the lineup. Depending on matchups, depending on the different situations on the road, who's drawing what matchup. Sometimes you've got more of a challenge. So I think all of our guys can be a little bit better. I think we can be more consistent, and I think we're going to need to be in order to be successful, not only tonight but in this series.
Dave, throughout the season, you've talked mostly about, like, whenever we've asked about what you see from opposing team, you usually will say you're focused on what's happening on your team, right? There's been some tactical changes from the Avalanche here from game one to game two. Does the mind shift switch at all as you're playing the same team over and over? Like, where you're trying to counter what they're doing, does that happen as much in the series?
Well, there's adjustments that are made. Those adjustments have to fit what we do well also. Right, so it still goes hand in hand. It's still about what adjustments we can make that make us more effective. Right, it's not just about the adjustments. If you're not good at something, you're not going to adjust to that. So it's finding adjustments that fit your game, that fit the opportunity.
You're at home. You have last change now. How much of a factor is that tonight, and how have the first two games kind of informed what you're looking to do line matchup wise? We've
never been a big line matchup team. If you look at us historically throughout the year, so there'll be some of that. There's being at home allows you to, it allows you to get some matchups. It allows you to avoid some matchups. So, like I said, we haven't been a hard match team all year. We're not going to start now.
Is it additionally hard to match up whether you're home or on the road when the other team's playing their top line center 22 plus minutes?
Yeah, that's a reality. Those guys, when you have elite players that play big minutes, which there's not many guys around the league, but obviously Nate's one of those guys. He can play big minutes, so that creates a different challenge. But it's not completely unique. But it's for this series, it's part of the matchups, and that's where again we really haven't been a hard matchup team throughout the year. So. I'm not saying we're not going to do some of that tonight, but we'll see that. We'll see how that plays out, and you'll see that on display tonight.
Is that one of the things that changes as you move home, particularly with the way that his ice time spiked in game two?
Well, I don't know if it changes. I don't know if it changes a ton for us. As I said, the home ice. The last change, like I said, it allows you to get a couple matchups, and it allows you to, in some cases, to avoid a couple matchups.
We noticed Morgan Geeky wasn't on the ice this morning. Do you have any kind of update on him?
No, he was out for a maintenance day this morning.
Dave, watching from afar, one thing that strikes me about your team is how close your defenders are to the play. You have a relatively veteran roster, and even Beniers has a pretty mature two-way game. Does the responsibility that you have 1 through 18 with your skaters sort of permit you to put the pedal to the metal a little bit?
Well, again, it comes back to, everybody's good at different things, right? Different teams have different strengths. You know, for us to be effective, we have to be in groups of 5. We have to be connected. Now, that's probably, you know, that's probably not real unique just to us. But you know, when we're at our best, you know, we're able to stay connected, and you know, that's one of the things we got away from. You know, we came off of that. You know, as you look in the second and third periods for too long a time, I mean, there's always going to be momentum swings. But you know, in games of the, you know, the magnitude of the playoffs, in series, you have to be able to get back to your game sooner than later, and we didn't do that in game 2.
Speaking of Ruby, is it fair to ask more from him or more of the same? Grubauer.
What do you mean by that? More from him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ruby's played really well. You know, he's going to go tonight. So yeah, Ruby's just got to keep being himself.
Dave, you don't label your lines. Do you label your pairs? Do you have a top pair?
Yeah, we do.
How important have Vince and Adam been to your club's success and in this series, but also all season?
You know, they've continued to grow. We've talked about that a lot. They're important. You know, each of our pairs has a different role. You know, different responsibilities. You know, if you look at the way, you know, as most teams do. You know, but those two guys, they you know, pretty wide range in terms of, you know, the things that we ask out of them. So you know, those two guys. You know, at the end of the day, you know, your good players have to go out and do a good job, right, in the minutes that you're asking out of them. So those two guys have been important, and they're going to continue to be real important for us tonight.
Good.